Okay, welcome to Alistair Golf. We're having a look here at Darren Clarke's golf swing and Trackman data. Obviously British Open winner, great player. Let's have a look at some of the things that make him so good and also the things that I would suggest that maybe we could look at to make him even better if possible. So looking at his Trackman data first of all, he has some excellent features in his Trackman data. The speed, the angle of attack are fantastic, the path, awesome, brilliant. Inside sort of 1 degree is fantastic for accuracy, as long as the club face matches that as well. The club face in Darren's case is slightly closed. It's 1.9 degree closed, and with a path that's fairly neutral, means that the ball in theory would start left and go left. Looking at his spin axis, and this is his actual spin axis is slightly to the right, so that would tend to lead you towards a slightly heel contact. We'll have to see if that's evident in this particular shot. If not, then it's something that might be evident in other shots. His launch angle for this particular club is a fraction higher than normal, and his spin rate's about right, so that's good, and distance is exceptional. Plane, again, is slightly lower than tour average at 56 degrees, so it shows he's returning that club head at a lower angle than some other players. Let's look at his golf swing now. As we look at his setup, again, we're not perfect camera angles here. These are the camera angles provided by the Trackman setup that they've collected on tour, but it looks like his shoulders for me and forearms are pointing a little bit to the right, and it looks like he's a little bit tilted forward with his head sitting too far forward on his kind of frame. So slightly out of balance for me at setup, but otherwise pretty normal and athletic looking. When he swings the golf club, he does a lot of things very, very well, but let's just have a look through it. So for me, the first move of the golf swing, he does an exceptional job with the arm and hand, folding the arm and hand and getting the club face in a really nice position. What happens from there is he tends to move his left knee downwards and his hips tend to what I call reverse. Or move towards target a little bit too much. You'll see there on the right hand screen there how his right hips move away from that yellow vertical line I've drawn down from his hip. And what he does then basically is the arms tend to go up a little bit and the left wrist tends to cup a fraction. That opens the club face ever so slightly in the backswing. You could say he could turn a little bit more from his thoracic spine, but with someone that reverses their pelvis and left knee drops, they tend not to turn as well as other golfers. On the downswing, the club starts down a little bit steeper than probably what we'd like, and then what happens is he gets nearer to the golf ball, the club shallows further and gets into a really good healthy position. How he shallows it a little bit is through his just hips and pelvis moving slightly underneath himself, so slightly early extending, but he has got very good footwork still as he does this. You'll notice that his head now in the right hand screen is returned in a more forward position than it was at the start, helping him to cover the ball and create the kind of shaft lean he'd want to achieve. But then what happens through the contact zone here is his hands tend to go away from himself a little bit too much, so out to the right, and his hands are a little bit more active than I'd probably normally like to see with an elite golfer. As the club comes through here, it comes through a little bit closed post-impact, so it was sort of providing evidence to the fact that the face was closed at impact. So for me, during the backswing, the face tends to open up a little bit as it gets into the top of backswing, and then tends to close down a little bit too much through the ball. So this will give him sort of, on the bad shot, a big draw or a hook, and occasionally maybe some other club face inconsistencies that you might see through impact. So I would be probably looking at trying to get the club face more square more often during the golf swing and have kind of less hand action through the golf ball in an ideal world, albeit he has got some great attributes and he's a great player and some lovely positions in his golf swing. Some of these positions might obviously be enforced on him on sort of tightness in his thoracic spine and things like that, which might sort of inhibit him turning and why he loads his left knee a little bit more. But he does a great job and hits the ball beautifully well. And I hope you enjoyed my look at Darren Clarke's golf swing and data. If you did, make sure you check out my playlist on PGA and European Tour players, including some of their Trackman numbers, and make sure you subscribe.